My name is Greg Hurst. I'm the Associate Athletic Director at Oklahoma City University. No, Jim has not resigned or having any other problems other than the fact that he's involved in the Sooner Athletic Conference Athletic Director meeting today, so he was not able to attend. But certainly extends his thanks for being here to see what our coaches have to say. I jumped in a little bit early. We have some coaches that need to get out and get back to practice, so stepped up the program a little bit, but please don't hesitate to get up and get anything else you need. We'll move forward. Obviously, Oklahoma City University athletics is in full tilt. We're really busy right now. Men's and women's basketball in the heart of conference play. Any given Thursday night, you pretty much come catch a game at Dave Women's Arena. Saturday, we're pretty much on the road. Likewise, coming up this weekend, track will be kicking off their spring season. Women's golf, men's golf start out in a month. Baseball, softball are working up their schedules to start in early February. The baseball team starts the 3rd, and softball starts the 10th. Wrestling, the women are going to Wayland Baptist today for a duel. They are working up to the WCWA National Championship, which will be hosted at our place February 10th and 11th. Is that right, Rick? 10th and 11th? Yeah, February 10th and 11th at our place. A lot of women's wrestling taking place for the National Championship crown. March 3 and 4 will be the conference semifinals and finals for the basketball teams at our place. And then in early March 11 and 12, we have the cheer and dance national championship for NAIA's inaugural title being hosted at our place. So busy time, everything coming up that hopefully they'll come out and support the team. Obviously, we've had a lot of athletic success at Oklahoma City University. You walk into our gym and you look up and you notice all the banners up there, and then you start noticing a little bit more that the only word on those banners is champion. It's a lot of fun if you haven't ever done that. Make sure you look up and take notice of that. There's not conference championships, it's not districts, it's national. That's what we're doing, and various wrestling we walk through our play. The other piece of anything that you say with a college program is student athlete. Our athletes are fantastic on what they do on their surfaces, but they're also very, very good students. We have a population of roughly 340. That population turned in a cumulative GPA of 3.219. 3.129. So across 340 kids, we turned in over a 3 point. That's pretty high. Beyond that, 203 have over a 3.0. So really strong academics. I support our coaches, applaud our coaches for making sure our kids are getting to class and getting things done. I do want to share a quick story with you, and for parents at home watching or coming back and viewing this, thank you for the quality of the kid you send us. Thank you, coaches, for making sure that our kids are solid in what they're doing. One of our bus drivers came up to me and wanted to tell me a story about traveling with our basketball teams. And at this point, I, of course, thought, what's coming? because we always get blasted with negatives. And he said, I want to tell you, as soon as everybody got on the bus, I felt like I was part of the team. He said, I was taken in, I was talked to, I was sat down with at meals. He said, I've never felt more a part of something, and I was a bus driver. He said, when we finished that trip, I can't think of a kid that walked off that bus that did not stop and say thank you for my service. And he said, I'm a hired guy. And they took the time to come by and say that. And so to our coaches, especially to our parents, thank you very much. You graced the fine young men and women. Basketball, that's what we're in the heart of right now. So first guy I'm going to call up is going to be Bo Overton to give a women's basketball update. Again, we play tomorrow night, 6 o'clock in the 8 Lincoln Arena. So you can get out and join us, that'd be fantastic. Bo.
Thank you. Thank you, Greg. Thanks everybody for showing up today. Again, amazing, another great crew. And I want to make sure everybody understands this too. You guys in this room right here are so important to us, and here's why. There's several games that I walk off the floor at. Of course, I see you guys. But one of the things that's starting to happen is, you know, as Greg talked about the type of student athletes we have, and, you know, this group of players, especially on our men's and women's team, is really fun to watch. And people are starting to figure out what type of kids they are, like he said about the bus school. You know, I get that daily from people on campus, in the lunchroom, teachers. And when you people see them play, and then you go tell friends of yours, I'm meeting new people at games that you guys have said, you need to come watch these players, you need to come watch these teams. And we are meeting new people that way. And it's credit to you people in this room right here. We really appreciate you. Great to see all our coaches here today. Great working with them. They do the same thing. They show up to games. So anyway, as you can tell, it's really a team. It's a team effort, not only with everybody in this room and our staff, but we talked to Kelly about you know, our schoolwork this semester. Our women's team had a 3.2 GPA. Again, just another great job by them. You know, not only are they doing a good job in that classroom, but they're playing well too. We are 14-2 right now, ranked 7th in the country, 5-1 in the league. We just got back from Wayland, where we lost our first conference game. Great game. We were down by 2 with the ball with less than a minute to go, and you know, just kind of didn't finish the game out. But Vinay was talking to me on the bus about, you know, our women's team. We haven't been in a situation like that in about 2 months, as far as where the game is close at the end and having to make plays and stops and so, you know, as bad as it was to lose a game, I thought that Wayland, you know, had a great game plan, played very hard, played very well, and you know, I think we learned a lot from that game that will help us here in the next 2 months. And I think it taught a couple of our players that you got to be more physical, you got to be tougher, you got to protect the ball a lot better than we did. And even though we lost, I think it's really going to help us. I think we have a good team. I'm proud of them. I think in the next 2 months we have a chance to do some things. If everybody knows our post player, Brooke Irwin, she kind of rolled her ankle the other, so she's probably going to be out this weekend. But I like, you know, we've got some depth at that position that, you know, Janae Hayes can come in and give her some minutes. We've got Abby Renner that's always ready to go. So excited for this week. You know, when you lose a game, you can't wait to play the next game. And because of us playing Monday, we get to come right back on Thursday and play tomorrow. And then go back to Texas on Saturday and play again. So we've got 2 games here coming up in the next 4 days. Looking forward to it. I know the players are. Can't wait to see you guys back at the gym. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Bo. Vinay, there you go. Men's basketball.
I got to go to practice. Go get it.
I want to recognize Coach Harvey real quick. He's over here laughing. He just turned 70 last week. I do want to say this. I know both of us have here kind of touched on it before. Coach Harvey just got a new facility, but he spent my first year right next door to me. One of the best things I did was buy a coffee pot when I took the job, because he came in almost every morning to steal a cup of coffee from me. But it just reminded me, I was looking at Tom just a second ago back here, because Tom's moved in next door to me now. And, you know, my door's shut a lot when I'm meeting with players or with Coach Harmon. you can still hear what's coming out of that door a lot. So I appreciate Coach Harvey, because I know it probably isn't always fun to be next to us after a loss sometimes. So that's why I was thinking about Tom this morning. I wonder what he's hearing while I'm in the office sometimes. Interesting weekend for us. Last 2 weeks have been very interesting. You know, we won a huge game over Mid-American Christian. They were ranked number 10 in the country. We were ranked number 5 in the country. First 8 minutes of the game, Terrence Bonhomme, who's our returning All-American and leading scorer, blows his ACL. So he's out for the season. And I didn't know what was going to happen with our team from there. I treated it just like a practice when he went down with his injury. In practice, if someone gets hurt, we just go to the other end and keep practicing. You know, we let our athletic training staff handle it from there, but we don't stop and anything like that. So I had several people go, "What did you tell the team after Terrence got hurt?" We didn't say a word about it. We didn't even talk about it. We were worried about how we could finish the game off. And we talked about it obviously afterwards. But that's been a big blow to our basketball team. Anytime you lose a kid like Terrence, it means so much for our team. Not just scoring and things like that, but he's a big-time leader on our basketball team. When I worked for a previous coach, we used to say, you have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. Plan A is the offense you run. Plan B is when we call a set. Plan C is when things break down, who do you get the ball to? And Terrence was that guy for us. When things broke down, a lot of times you can count on him to make a big play for us. So our team's struggling a little bit as far as figuring out what we're going to do past him now. Because we've gotten into situations where we've won 2 really big games without him, and then we've lost 2 games without him. And the identity of our team is kind of being created again now a different way, because he took 12 to 16 shots a game for us. Now that's 12 to 16 somebody else has to take. Shot clock's winding down. The easy thing for us to do is throw it to Terrence and say, "Hey, go make a play." But we don't have that now, so now we're trying to find other guys to go make that play when we need it. So it's been a little bit interesting these last couple of weeks. Very disappointing loss on Monday down at Wayland for us. It was a game that was postponed because of the weather, and it was one I would have really liked to get for standing purposes. But I think I give them all the credit. They beat us, and it was great for them. But it also reminded me, and I reminded our team, after we lost, their team is taking pictures at mid-court because they just beat a top 5 team in the country. And that's something my returners weren't used to, because last year we were the team that we'd go beat the top whatever team in the country, and we were the team always celebrating. And so we got to do a better job of getting up for everybody, because everyone's starting to get up for us. We're still number 8 in the country. The new poll that came out yesterday. We play St. Greg's Thursday, but then we play Texas Wesleyan Saturday, who's number 12 in the country. Well, so the easy thing to do is get up for Texas Wesleyan and not get up for St. Greg's, because you're looking past it. And I'm hoping our team doesn't do that. So what we were Coach Harmon and I were curious about was how we were going to handle practice yesterday after coming off of a loss, because there's every excuse in the book if you want to do it. We have a kid in the boot right now that's fighting plantar fasciitis in his foot. So anytime he's not in practice, he's in a boot. And he just takes it off when we practice, he just takes it off when we play. Other than that, he's got to put it right back in that boot. So we're dealing with that. We had 2 kids had food poisoning night before the game. And so we're dealing with that. I'm buying Pepto-Bismol right before tip-off for one of our kids. And so, we had every excuse on Monday. I don't let them use those, though. So yesterday, the easy thing to do, hey, take the day off, we just played, let's have a and we didn't. I'll tell you that right now. And we went for 3 hours. We went pretty long. And it's probably what our best practice about 4 weeks. I think we walked away and said, it's the most energy we had. The guys were excited to be there. And it just left me really encouraged about what's coming next for us and what I think will come next for this basketball team. So, exciting week for us. St. Greg's at home. Like we said, if we can win that game, Saturday we'll play for first place in the league. Again, but we got a long ways to go. So, this league is really good. I think it's better than it was a year ago. Good thing for us is we're a little bit better than we were a year ago as well. So I'm excited to see how it's going to finish. Hopefully we're in the mix when we're coming down the stretch. Academically, I give a big shout out to Kelly Perry over there. Our goal for our team, we didn't have great academics last year. That's why you don't see a lot of faces back from the team a year ago. And Kelly and I's goal was just a 2.6. And we'd say, let's just start here and start working our way up. Well, we were right underneath a 3.0. So I was really pleased with our team in academics this year. But, kids that came in that we thought, all right, we got to really watch this kid. Comes in and rolls in a 3.4 in a semester. And we're sitting here stressing over if he's even going to be eligible. He rolls in a 3.4. And so, I was really proud of our team academically for doing what they did in the classroom. It was the first time in, 7 years we kept everyone on our team from the fall to the spring. I guess every year we had lost a player to academics fall to spring, and we didn't lose one player from fall to spring. So I was really proud of this group. That's part of our recruiting plan with Coach Harmon is find kids that can cut it academically because like you heard Greg say, I want kids you guys want to be around. Robert Smith comes to practice and he sees a different side of me for 2 hours a day than what you guys see from time to time. But that's how I coach, and that's what I tell my kids. Okay, for 2 hours, we're going to push you really hard. For the other 22, it's going to be what you see right now. And I'm going to have kids with high character that can handle that. And I think that's what we're accomplishing with our team, and with the help of Kelly and some other people on our staff. So we're trying to build this thing still. It's been a long time. Rich has put all this stuff out. First time in since 2008 we've been top 5 in the country. First time since 2006, 2007 we started season 12-1. When we opened up. So we're doing a lot of things we haven't done in a long time, but we want to keep building that. I don't want it to just happen this year and that be it. We're trying to set this thing up to where year in and year out this thing is what it used to be. Where we're top 10 in the country every single year. People are coming in wanting to beat us, and we're competing for banners every year, like Greg talked about. So excited where this thing's headed. Big week for us. If you get a chance, hope you can come out on Thursday for our home game and spread the word. Our crowds are getting better and better each home game, and I see a lot of faces in here that I'm seeing at games, and it's because of you guys. Our kids are excited to play at home, and we have not, Bo or us, have not lost a home game this season. So, help us keep that going. Our kids really feed off of you guys from time to time. So spread the word if you can Thursday at home against St. Greg's. Any questions?
Who's in the booth?
Cyrus McDonald, our starting point guard. We did add a young man at the semester, Elijah Crispin. You guys will see him tomorrow. I think we did play him for a minute or two against Southwest Christian. Number 10, he's a sophomore, 3-year kid coming in from Weatherford Junior College. Really excited about him. He played 18 minutes against Wayland and had 9 points in that game. I think his best basketball is yet to come. I don't know if we'll see all of it this year. I'm really excited the next 2 years after this year of adding him. 6'5", and the kid can really shoot it from the outside. So we're excited for him to be a part of our team as well.
Can you tell us more about the Bevo Francis Award?
Bevo Francis Award. All right. Xavier Smith, some of you guys may have seen it on our website. They do the top 100 players in the country that's not Division I. So that's D2, D3, NAIA, Christian College, just every player in the country that's not Division I. And they took and said, let's find the top 100 players and recognize these guys. And Xavier Smith on our team, who's a senior, was in that top 100. Him and one other kid from our conference from SAGU were the only 2 in our conference to be on that list. From that 100, they'll narrow it down to the top 50, and what they're trying to do is figure out who the top small college player in the country is. So big-time recognition for Xavier Smith to be on that list. He's proven to be one of the best players in the league, and we're really challenging him right now. Tyler Alderman's really starting to come on as well. I thought that's a kid that could have made that list too, but he's just now figuring it out. He had 21 and 11 Saturday and had 17 and 10 a couple nights before. So, I'm excited about our team, and X has proven to be really good, and that's a big-time list for him to be on, and anxious to see if he makes the cut for the next 50. So, all right, well, thank you.
You said St. Gregory's beat Mid-American Christian and somebody else. Or
yeah, USAO and Mid-American Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It'll be
St.
a
Gregory's
tough
a big
game.
game for us. All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Vinay. I think that on those 2 commentaries, and probably any one of the coaches that you speak to here will tell you about Kelly. And the majority of the kids interact with her quite a bit to make sure that they're good where they need to be in their business. So she deserves a lot of credit. you know, cheerleading and dance are kind of a interesting dynamic, because it's a very short, concentrated number of competitions leading up to the national championship. The other piece to it is that obviously it's been an emerging sport, which means there's not that many different schools involved in it. Finally, the NAIA has gotten the schools involved, and they have turned this into a full national championship. So we are 2 months away from the national championship, and we're getting ready to go out on our first weekend of true competition where you face other schools. So Alicia Bailey is our head cheer coach. We're going to bring her up and let her talk about the cheer program and possibly some of the dance costumes.
As Greg and Jim have mentioned a couple of times, we are super excited about hosting our first ever true national championship for our sport. And that's been a really big deal for just cheerleading and dancers at like the high school level and the younger kids in Oklahoma. We've gone out to several big like recruiting events and some all-star gyms and talked to the kids there about it and said, how many of you guys have been told what you do is in the sport growing up? And, you know, in cheerleading, everyone raises their hand. I'm sure you guys have all had that conversation at some point in your life. So just going out into the community and telling people, like, look, this year here at OCU, we get to prove everyone that's ever told you what you do isn't a sport wrong. Come out and watch this happen in the making. And people are really excited about it. So we're excited that it's here at OCU and that it's actually happening. As Greg said, we are going to Missouri Baptist this weekend and then turning around and going to Lindenwood Friday, Saturday. We only have 4 regular season competitions, so we'll be at home on February 12th. We would love you guys to come out. We'll do a little senior night that day as well, because that's our only home day. And then we have to qualify. Our qualifying event just got moved from OCU to St. Greg's, and it'll be in February 25th, a couple weeks before Nationals. I did want to tell you a little bit about our team this year. I was looking at our people on the map the other day, and I realized that I have more people who are freshmen or transfers competing for us this year than I have returners. So that makes, as a coach, makes you a little bit nervous. But I think it's a really good group of kids, and I think that they know the shoes that they are expected to step in and fill. I have a really broad spectrum of kids competing for us as well. I have 2 girls, one that's transferred from Texas Tech and one Division 1A National Championships, one that's transferring from OSU that's won National Championships there, competing for us. And then I also have a guy who walked onto our team this year who's never cheered in his life, who made our competition map. So very broad spectrum of kids, and so just watching them come together and be a team and learn how to work together is really fun. Tasha's got 2 freshmen that are phenomenal dancers that were highly recruited out of high school. And whenever you guys watch us compete, I can guarantee you can pick out which freshmen of hers are the ones that were highly recruited, and you'll be able to tell which ones are our transfers from those Division I schools. But it just says a lot about our program that kids are wanting to come here for cheer and prom for that. Any questions?
How many teams now are competing?
Yeah, I think in cheerleading there's 6. There's quite a few in cheer. 20-ish in dance. So, and it's interesting from the standpoint of the numbers on those squads, because you can go anywhere from 8 to 30. So it's a very diverse population of competition.
And we'll take, nationals, we'll take 12 cheer and 12 dance teams. So same as any other sport, we have a regular season, and then we have like a postseason where you have to qualify to make it to nationals. All right, thank you.
at our last home game, and I shared this with Vinay, I said, it's too bad you don't get a chance to see some of the sideline stuff, because obviously he's involved in a huddle over there trying to get his kids lined out on what they're going to do next. And one of the Southwest Christian guys decided to do a cartwheel. That was it. So then Taylor Gillespie decided to show him what cheerleading is all about. If you're at the game, hopefully you got to appreciate how this developed, because then Taylor goes out and does a full tumbling run that includes several back handsprings with and without touching the floor, and then into a full back tuck and sticks it. And so the first pass, he just kind of runs off the floor. Well, then the second pass, he sticks it, and this time, I guess he couldn't help himself, because he kind of turns and looks at the side and goes down the floor. So then one of the Southwest Christian cheerleaders, who apparently is not much of a tumbler, because he did a cartwheel about as good as I could if I tried. That looked more like a little kid falling over. But he did it with a flourish, and he came out of it straight and the kid looks down the floor and is just staring down at the cheerleaders. So then, of course, two of ours had to go out. So it was a lot of fun to watch. But the things that they can do, it's amazing how athletic these kids are. And then when you get to see them flying around in the air, it's just insane. So it's a gift to come see the talent that's out there. I think we're pretty much winding down. So I do want to recognize our two student athletes that I see, Caroline Gooden and Mickish, both off our women's golf team. And from there, I think we're going to hand it over to Stacy to start pulling some numbers.